Some time ago, I started to wonder if there is a common thread between all of my interests. As you probably know already, I'm a passion-driven person and I have many of the sort. Fashion history and history overall, ethnolinguistics and different cultures, writing, word building, arts and crafts. Those are some nice interests. Vast, never fully explored, full of fun facts and interesting ideas, but they're very different from each other. Yes, you can word build inspired by history, craft some nice decor based on old-timey gowns, illustrate your stories and come up with various fantasy cultures in your writing, but those are only ways of one thing inspiring another, not their connective tissue, so to speak. So what is that connection? That theme? If you'd like to embark on a journey with me to find all of the answers, continue watching. I'm Oak, a creative and an amateur writer, and this is Broke Oak Studio. So what is that connection? That theme? I tried to look at other people and creators who have the similar interest to mine, but I've noticed they usually choose only one of them as the main one. You could think it's strictly for the algorithm, but let's be honest. How many of you would listen to someone talking about some entirely different thing every week? The answer is 280, at least from my observations. So having a theme is just simpler. There is no chaos, no confusion. Ideas don't get mixed up together. Creators serve you a content that always tastes the same, is delicious, and you're never disappointed. And when you look at their menu, channel page, you're able to describe their theme in just one word. Medieval core, reenactments, world building, tailoring, DIY, linguistics. Of course there is more to it, but those simple tags are the foundation. So which tag should I choose? Is there even one for me? A fashion story, ethnoculture, world building, art craft one? If I bundle all of the words together, it will create a new term, right? And even though I could do that, luckily I didn't have to. Because you see, contrary to the narrative of this video, I didn't have such a hard time coming up with my theme. It's all but a story I tell you in the background while you're working on something probably creative. And if you're folding laundry now, remember, that too can be done creatively. We whimsy lovers are not allowed to keep ducks in flats, but no one will take our wardrobes once. Anyway, you might be asking, why do I even need that theme? Can't I just say this channel is about fashion history and fashion overall, ethnolinguistics and different cultures, writing, word building, arts and crafts? Well, first of all, it's too many words. The more often I repeat them, the bigger chances of mispronouncing them. And I already have my fair share of oopsies of this kind. And every time that happens, I'm saying grzegżółka to make myself feel better. So, why am I caring so deeply about finding the connection? I'm kind of doing it for myself. I'm not a scholar who dedicated decades to studying one thing. My interests are vast and I would have a very hard time focusing on only one of them for the next however many years. People may think having ADHD is just a quirk, but it does make living a life different. I can't really force myself to do things I don't want to, at least not for long. But because I don't have one clear specialization, people often think I don't have knowledge at all. And that simply is not true. But, truth be told, sometimes I doubt myself too. I just know a ton of fun facts, my interests are all over the place, and if someone would ask about them, I'd need to awkwardly recite the whole thing. There is no one clear direction, no connection, just puddles of interests. So finding a connection would not only help me metaphorically blow a raspberry at those who think one can gain knowledge in only one way, but also to convince myself that my areas of amateur expertise are in fact one bigger topic, just made of parts. But before I tell you what is it, let me tell you a story. Maybe you'll guess the answer while listening. Somewhere between the stars, in a place far away from Earth, there was a museum. White matter was forming its walls, Core enlightened the rooms. Exhibition was always the same. New objects would sometimes appear on display, equipped in a description and a date, but the theme was never changing. There was only one art curator of this place, and only one guest: the time itself. In one of the rooms, stained stays got placed next to the gloves with embroidered initials. Pendant with the painting of someone's eye and half-used lip rouge decorated the display next to them. 10 different chatelaines hung on the walls, all, at some point in time, curated and assembled by its owners. Dresses and coats, their seams clearly adjusted, were put on the mannequins. Just behind the corner, there was a handkerchief with sketched map, shapes dictated by once wet tears. Fairy tales and stories written by rich and poor, travelers and those stuck at home, each full of hopes and ideas, each showcasing a flaw or a sad truth. Worlds imagining upcoming centuries, and then the other ones from those later dates, once again taking a gamble at imagining the future. Old archives with chronicles mentioning joys and sadness, war and art. Keys that at one point in time were guarded with the utmost dedication, and a peasant's lock that got destroyed by his neighbor. Corridors were decorated with crafts people were making through the centuries. Paper stars and pictures cut out from the first newspapers, figures carved in sticks, arrays of dolls made from various materials. Poorly embroidered tapestry and pennants made from scraps hung from above. Unraveling laces and fragile paper flowers used for someone's wedding now decorated the doorway. Of all the rooms, the main hall was the brightest. Shining core and artifacts standing there formed rays of light and columns of darkness. A giant keyboard waiting for someone to play the tune. Something nostalgic, preferably, who time could gaze into monuments in contemplation. There was a castle with a destroyed wall and a nook where the lovers met. Painted yellow rock that once adorned a stream. Untouched, giant, awe-inspiring statues crafted by the locals, and smaller, beheaded ones, stolen by outsiders. Parts of the burnt architecture, chests full of past secrets and letters that got opened long ago. Deteriorating silks and documents that hold power for only a few months. All of those things were made by people with the materials they crafted. One of the bricks had a dog paw stamped in it. Burned wood still showed traces of some clumsy cuts. Letters had mistakes in them. Perfectly imperfect, deliciously human. And there was also a fragment of a wall, a favorite of times. Just a piece of rock with the text on it. This is an inscription that I wrote with my own hand. My hand will wear out, but the inscription will remain. So what connects fashion history and history overall, ethnolinguistics and different cultures, writing, word building, arts and crafts? Human element, specifically. Not concepts, not sites, no whole societies, but smaller groups, individuals even. Stories they hide in objects they use and art they made. Events they cause due to their decisions and the way they adjust to situations. Just humans existing. You know, I've always dreamed about becoming a writer. I wanted to make up stories, wow the readers and connect with others. But I quickly realized I'm not able to write about big events and powerful heroes. All those epic stories ring hollow to me. My characters always looked inwards, their battles were fought in their hearts and minds. My stories focused on the individuals, on each of them separately and their connections with each other. And honestly, I think this is what you can expect from this channel from now on. Whether it will be a drawing video, an essay, a book review or word building tips, the human element will always be there. Because, I don't know, call me 22, but I think we are cool. And it's fun to, from time to time, focus on stories different than our own. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. And if you'd like to see more from me, join my Patreon, where both free and paid members can find some extra content. Please write in the comments what you like about being a human and what are your interests. Bonus points for some fascinating fun facts. And if you'd like to info dump in places other than YouTube comment section, join my Discord. All links in the description. Okay, enough yapping. Hope you have a nice day and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.